What's going on, ladies and gentlemen and ladies? I'm going to broadcast slow Biden. Joe Biden live. So if you're interested in watching him speak live, I'm going to broadcast it here on my channel. So without me running my mouth too much, roll the film.
Everyone to do their part to prepare. Follow the guidance from their local authorities. Some places have already had heavy rains and winds and dangerous storm surges. Henri is going to continue to move across much of the Northeast, so it's important to monitor it closely and be prepared in your home, in your community. Make sure you have the supplies for your entire household, including necessary medications and food, water, battery-powered radios in case of extended power outages.
How's the guy the president of the United States of America? I'm just wondering. I don't mean to cut him off, but how is he the president of the United States of America? This is an embarrassment. Anyway.
So wear a mask and try to observe social distancing.
During a hurricane?
Don't get caught by the next storm. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated now. Protect yourself and your family against COVID-19. It's going to be a vital part of emergency preparedness this year, for the remainder of this year. Now let me turn to Afghanistan.
Hold on. He's going to talk about Afghanistan, but I think he was just addressing a hurricane that just went through and wiped out a huge population, or at least wiped out a huge community. And he's talking about social distancing and wearing a mask. Okay.
This weekend, we've evacuated an extraordinary number of people, as I will detail in a minute, about 11,000 individuals. That number will change day to day as the air and ground operations in Kabul vary. Our first priority in Kabul is getting American citizens out of the country as quickly and as safely as possible. At my direction, the State Department continues to reach out to the remaining Americans we have identified by phone, email, and other means to ascertain their whereabouts and their plans. We're executing a plan to move groups of these Americans to
But you're going to make them pay for it, though.
Safely and effectively move them to the airport compound.
They're going to have to pay for it, though.
For security reasons, I'm not going to go into the detail of what these plans entail.
But you can tell when we're going to pull out our troops, but you can't go into detail about these plans. Okay.
Get home. We'll get home. We've also been evacuating the citizens of our NATO allies and our partners, including their diplomats, their embassy staff, who remain in Afghanistan, and to get them back to their homes as well. And as we do this, we're also working to move our Afghan allies who stood with us side by side, and other vulnerable Afghans.
Thank you, Bryce, for the super chat.
Journalists out of the country. As of this morning, we have evacuated nearly 28,000 people since August the 14th.
How many Americans?
On both U.S. and coalition aircraft, including civilian charters, bringing the total number of people we've evacuated since July to approximately 33,000 persons.
How many Americans?
In one 24-hour period this weekend, 23 U.S. military flights, including 14 C-17s, 9 C-130 flights, left Kabul carrying 3,900 passengers. We see no reason why this tempo will not be kept up. During the same period, our military facilitated another 35 charter flights, carrying an additional 4,000 evacuees.
Because you're an idiot, that's why. Because you're an idiot.
Taking them out. Altogether, we lifted approximately 11,000 people out of Kabul in less than 36 hours. It's an incredible operation. Let me be clear. The evacuation of thousands of people from Kabul is going to be hard and painful, no matter when it started, when we began. It would have been true if we had started a month ago or a month from now.
Quit lying.
There's no way to evacuate this many people without pain and loss of heartbreaking images you see on television. It's just a fact.
No, it's not.
My heart aches for those people you see.
No, it's not. If you would have pulled these people out and got them an opportunity to leave before you pull the troops out, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Allies, Afghanis who in fact has helped us in the war effort, but we have a long way to go, and a lot could still go wrong. But to move out 30,000 people in just over a week, that's a great testament to the men and women on the ground in Kabul and our armed services. It also reflects a tireless diplomatic effort. In order to keep a steady flow of planes taking off from Kabul and maximize our evacuation capacity, we have quickly stood up an unprecedented global effort and established a series of processing stations in third countries. In short, we're not flying them directly to
Day late, dollar short.
these processing stations. We're working with more than 24 countries across 4 continents.
How much you want to bet he don't answer questions at the end of this? How much do you want to bet he does not answer questions at the end of this?
The Gulf, in Central Asia, and in Europe, including processing centers in Qatar, Germany, Kuwait, Spain, and elsewhere. It allows us to sort and process these evacuees. These transit centers provide a safe place for the SIV applicants and other vulnerable Afghanis and their families to complete their paperwork while we conduct security screenings and background checks before they continue on to their final destination in the United States or in another country, one of our NATO allies as well. And so from Asia to Africa, from Europe to the Western Hemisphere, nations are making generous offers to support resettlement efforts. And I've been in personal contact with the leaders of many countries, including Qatar, Germany, Spain, Italy, the UAE, and others. They're making vital contributions. To thank them for their support and to discuss how we can continue to coordinate our efforts in Afghanistan moving forward is the reason why I continue in contact with them. And I want to again thank all of our partners for their continuing to stand together. We've also activated the first stage of what's referred to as the Civil Reserve Air Fleet to help with the onward movement of evacuees from these transit centers. Our military aircraft and others will get them to these centers, but then we're going to get the Civil Reserve Fleet. It's a program was designed in the wake of the Berlin airlift after World War II to use commercial aircraft to augment our airlift capacity. This is a voluntary program for our commercial airlines, and we're grateful for those airlines and the U.S. carriers who are supporting us. This effort will only use 3 or 4 planes from each of the major carriers, vast fleets of aircraft. So there should be no effect or a minimal effect on commercial air travel. And we'll stay in close coordination with our partners to mitigate any impact. These Civil Reserve flights will be helping facilitate the safe movement of people from staging locations and transit centers like Qatar or Germany to the United States or to a third country. None of them will be landing in Kabul. Now, the American aircraft, as part of this, will not be going to any country but the United States. As this effort unfolds, I want to be clear about 3 things. 1, planes taking off from Kabul are not flying directly to the United States. They're landing at U.S. military bases and transit centers around the world. Number 2, at these sites where they're landing, we are conducting thorough scrutiny, security screening for everyone who is not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident. Anyone arriving in the United States will have undergone a background check. Number 3, once screened and cleared, we will welcome these Afghans who helped us in the war effort over the last 20 years to their new home in the United States of America, because that's who we are. That's what America is.
What?
You know, I've been touched by the outpouring of support that we've seen from communities, organizations across America mobilizing to support these efforts. So many of these Afghans stood bravely by U.S. troops in Afghanistan. And now, the United States, including veterans groups, refugee settlement agencies, religious organizations, and so many others, are standing with our Afghan allies. It exemplifies the best of America. And I want to say again, just how difficult this mission is and how dangerous it is.
You made it difficult. You made it difficult like this.
The security environment is changing rapidly. There are civilians crowded at the airport, although we've cleared 1,000.
You made it this way.
We know that terrorists may seek to exploit the situation and target innocent Afghans or American troops. They're maintaining constant vigilance. We're maintaining the constant vigilance to monitor.
We are them.
And disrupt threats from any source, including the likely source being ISIS-K, the Afghan affiliate referred to as ISIS-K. But we're under no illusions about the threat. I said on Friday, ISIS-K is a sworn enemy of the Taliban, and they have a history of fighting one another. But every day we have troops on the ground. These troops and innocent civilians at the airport face the risk of attack from ISIS-K from a distance, even though we're moving back the perimeter significantly. We're working hard and as fast as we can to get people out. That's our mission. That's our goal.
You put us in this
And our
position.
determination to get every American citizen home and to evacuate our Afghan allies is unwavering.
How much you want to bet he don't take questions? How much do you want to bet he takes 0 questions after this? He's going to speak about 3 major issues. He's not going to take any questions.
Desperate to get home to their loved ones in America.
Special K.
Communities of veterans who have mobilized to try to help their former interpreters get to safety. The frightened Afghans who aren't sure what to do. To state the obvious, it's heartbreaking.
This is the President of the United States of America,
We've all
mind
seen
you.
it. We see it, we feel it.
Look at this
You
guy.
can't look at it and not feel it. Nothing about this effort is easy. But the women and men of the United States Armed Forces are acting bravely and with professionalism and with a basic human compassion.
Thank y'all for the super chats.
I want to offer my profound thanks to our service members on the ground in Kabul and to all those at U.S. bases around the world who are welcoming and caring for these evacuees. And to all the diplomats and civil servants who are working around the clock to rescue American citizens, the citizens of our allies, our Afghan partners, vulnerable Afghans. Such
He said nothing about COVID and rescuing these people, inviting them to the United States of America. Said nothing about COVID. Not one thing.
Think of all they're doing. Thanks to the people who from all over the world who are helping this effort. So I want to thank you, and I'll keep you informed every day as we move forward. May God protect our troops and our
Here you go.
diplomats. And
He finna make an
we're
escape.
serving in harm's way.
He finna make an
I'll
escape.
take a few questions.
Oh, he gonna take
Darlene
questions.
from the Associated Press.
Mr. President,
Scripted.
Yes.
we're 9 days away from the August 31st deadline. Will you extend that deadline, or what is your thought process on
It is
extending
mo-
the evacuation operation?
There's discussions going on among us and the military about extending. Our hope is we will not have to extend, but there are going to be discussions, I suspect, on how far along we are in the process.
Mr. President.
Look, he finna call on somebody.
Mario Parker, Bloomberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to piggyback off the August 31st deadline, you told the G7 in Cornwall you promised them support back in June. If they ask for a larger or a longer American presence past the August 31st deadline, what will you tell them on Tuesday, sir?
I will tell them that we'll see what we can do. Look, we are working closely with the G7.
How is these questions not scripted? When you ask questions, you open it up. There's more than the people that you're calling on there, and you let the people ask the question.
But we already
They preset questions for him to answer. He already have the name of the people and probably the question that they were going to ask.
countries, and we'll continue to do that.
Okay.
Mr. President, it sounded like you've extended operations into Kabul outside of the airport. Is that correct?
What I'm not going to do is talk about the tactical changes we're making to make sure we maintain as much security as we can. We have constantly, how can I say it, increased rational access to the airport where more folks can get there more safely. It's still a dangerous operation, but I don't want to go into the detail of how we're doing.
We already know we already know he just told the world what you're doing.
Andrew from the Wall Street Journal.
Thanks, Mr. President. Our reporting on the ground shows that Afghans with the proper paperwork are still having trouble getting to the airport. Some said they feel abandoned by the U.S. U.S. Embassy staff some U.S. Embassy staff that are Afghan haven't been able to make it into the airport as well. Why isn't the U.S. doing more to allow Afghans into the airport, to ensure access to the airport? And are you still opposed to setting up an extended perimeter around the airport to help ease that access?
I swear to God, these
Number
three
one,
questions almost the
I
same
think You're
thing.
going to see they're going to get out. Number two, we have made a number of changes, including extending the access around the airport and the safe zone. And we've done a number of things, again, I don't want to get into detail about. But the fact is that more and more of the groups we urgently want to get out of Afghanistan, starting with American citizens, and the folks who worked in the embassies and personnel with our allies, as well as the Afghans who helped them and worked in those embassies, as well as those who helped them on the battlefield as well. We are working diligently to make sure we've increased the ability to get them out. We've changed the gate operations and a whole range of things.
They finna get rid of this dude. I feel it coming.
People were getting out.
And will the Taliban agree to an extension past August 31st? Have we discussed that with them?
We've discussed a lot with the Taliban. They've been cooperative in extending some of the perimeter. That remains to be seen whether we ask that question. Ed, fire away. I don't want you jumping over that.
Following up on Andrew's question, because the United States is now negotiating with the Taliban over airport access and such,
Negotiating with the
do you
Taliban.
now trust them? And then a question on the public response. A new poll out today.
They're
says
screaming death to America, and we're
withdraw,
negotiating with them.
but they disapprove of the way you've handled it. Poll also found that based in part on what's transpired in the last week, the majority of Americans, forgive me, I'm just the messenger, no longer consider you to be competent, focused, or effective in the job.
I haven't seen that poll.
It's out there, from CBS this morning. What would you say to those Americans who no longer believe these?
Look.
are the job?
I had a basic decision to make.
Tell me more.
I either withdraw America from a 20-year war that, depending on whose analysis you accept, cost us $150 million a day for 20 years or $300 million a day for 20 years, and I carry this card with me every day, and who, in fact, where we lost 2,448 Americans dead and 20,722 wounded.
He can't remember the
Either
stats.
increase the number of forces we keep there and keep that going, or I end the war. And I decided to end the war.
The wrong
As
way.
I said the other day, the only reason we're in Afghanistan is this is the place from which bin Laden attacked the United States of America. Had this been in another Middle Eastern country where he could have easily have moved from, we would have never gone to Afghanistan. So the question is, when is the right time to leave? Where are our national interests? Where do they lie?
It's not about leaving. It's about leaving the right way.
Where we can not recognize that terrorism has metastasized around the world, and the need for us to focus on other parts of the world which create an even greater danger of an al-Qaeda-like operation beginning can't be ignored. And we are, as you well know, because you follow this, we are a number of places where we're doing that without permanent basing American forces there. So when this is over, the American people have a clear understanding of what I did, why we did it, but look, that's the job. My job is to make judgments. My job is to make judgments no one else can or will make. I made them. I'm convinced I'm absolutely correct in not deciding to send more young women and men to war for a war that, in fact, is no longer warranted.
He pulled out 2,000 troops just to send back 6,000.
Trust them now? You have to negotiate?
I don't trust anybody, including you. I love you. But, there's not a lot of people I trust. Look, the Taliban has
Come on, Joe.
has to make a fundamental decision. Is the Taliban going to attempt to be able to unite and provide for the well-being of the people of Afghanistan, which no one group has ever done since before, dealing for hundreds of years? And if it does, it's going to need everything from additional help in terms of economic assistance, trade, and a whole range of things. The Taliban has said, we'll see whether they mean it or not. They're seeking legitimacy.
It's the
They're
weakest
seeking
dude I ever
legitimacy
heard in
to
my life.
determine whether or not they will be recognized by other countries. They have told other countries as well as us they don't want us to move our diplomatic presence completely. So all this is all just talk now. All just talk now. And so far, the Taliban has not taken action against U.S. forces. So far, they have, by and large, followed through on what they said in terms of allowing Americans to pass through and the like. And I'm sure they don't control all of their forces. It's a ragtag force. And so we'll see. We'll see whether or not what they say turns out to be true.
This dude's so soft,
The
man.
bottom line is this, folks. Look, at the end of the day, if we didn't leave Afghanistan now, when do we leave? Another 10 years? Another 5 years? Another year? I'm not about to send your son or your daughter to to fight in Afghanistan. I don't see where that is in our overwhelming interest. And the talk about how our interests are going to be impacted, let me tell you, you're sitting in Beijing or you're sitting in Moscow. Are you happy we left? They'd love nothing better for us to continue to be bogged down there.
You got to do it the right way, Joe. You leave like Trump was leaving. You withdraw incremental amounts of troops, but you make sure that the region is stable. You don't pull everybody out, then have to send 6,000 people back. Look here.
Calling for sanctions. They're going to discuss sanctions on Tuesday. Would you support sanctions against the Taliban under certain conditions? On Friday, you mentioned harsh conditions.
They're trying to get him out of there.
Misbehave.
Look here.
The answer is yes. It depends on the conduct. Thank you.
Mr. President, what about ISIS and the threat that Americans face
Look at
now?
this. Frail old man. All right, so we know these people are completely out of their minds. I don't know what's going to pop up on the screen. I may switch it. I'll leave it on here so you know that I'm responding to the president's speech. I did it live. I interjected every now and again. I didn't hear the first part of it because I heard it was going live and I jumped on. But let me just make a statement about Joe Biden. I mean, we live in the greatest country on planet Earth. Are you telling me there is no other qualified person that could be in the Oval Office that can articulate themselves well, that can speak with boldness and courage? Somebody that's not slow dragging and slurring and stuttering and scrambling and reading a teleprompter like an unprofessional person would read a teleprompter? I don't understand how we getting trapped into this foolery. This is a complete joke. This dude did not win the. Let me leave that alone before I get banned on here. The most popular president in United States history was the guy you just saw on there. Just completely fluffing and lying to the public, in my personal opinion, based on the things that I've seen. Our argument is not whether or not we should have withdrawn troops from Afghanistan, or whether or not we should have left Afghanistan as a country. Nobody is arguing that. Donald Trump made efforts to remove our troops and assets from Afghanistan. But you don't do it the wrong way. You don't just pull your troops out, make an incredible mistake, leave all of our allies and American citizens vulnerable, and then you have to send 6,000 troops back to try to excavate these people. Evacuate, excavate, all of the above. It is an incredibly challenging task. You made it incredibly challenging. You made it that way. Have you guys noticed that none of this was going on under Donald Trump's administration? The first year of, not even into the first year, we already got conflict. And then I don't understand, and maybe I'm not a military guy, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't understand why we are even having a conversation with the Taliban. Am I missing something? What kind of conversations are we having with Taliban? Get your people out here like a coward, tucking his tail between his legs and cowering off in a corner. We'll let you get your people out of here. Get out of our country, you coward, and go back to America as they take over American soil, which is the U.S. Embassy, and just make us look like chumps. I don't understand. We got a country of incredible people, and our president is the wackest dude on planet Earth. He has to be the oldest senile man that they could have ever picked for that position. It just bothers me, man. It's not realistic. This is not reality. And it bothers me that people are falling for this stuff. We are continuously in a state of delusion. This guy is a brain dead person that's reading the teleprompter. He's not thinking for himself. He's not making proper decisions. And it's good to see the media kind of pushing back against him, but my God, dude, the Taliban just punked you. They would never think about doing this under President Trump's administration. And I'm not trying to toot President Trump's horn, which I think he was a great president. Anybody, please, have a backbone to the world. You talk about terrorist attacks. I'm sure terrorists really think they're going to attack America because they feel like America is weak. We're all divided. We didn't got some brain dead dude in the office that he's not running the show. And we're afraid to attack. We're afraid to do anything about it. as they're killing people at the airport. I saw some videos of people getting killed at the airport. God knows what they're doing to other people in Afghanistan that we're just not covering on television. I saw a video of a man getting shot to death the other day. Now, I don't know where it came from. I don't know, whatever. But it was supposedly the Taliban had gotten some police commander and just treat him like a firing squad and just fired on him. Probably 50 rounds on the guy. These are the things that are probably happening behind closed doors that nobody's knowing about, that nobody's going to report on. Joe Biden is a complete failure. He was a failure when he signed 70 executive orders, or how many ever he signed. He was a complete failure when we got to this point. He's a complete failure when it comes to the economy and gas prices and all of these things that occurred when he was in office. He's a complete failure. They pushed this vaccination, and now people are dying that have been vaccinated and getting COVID. And people are shocked and confused. What is going on? Well, these people have been misleading us. That's what's going on. They made $5 billion on something that really ain't going to protect you. In my opinion, this is my opinion based on the things that I've seen from other scientists and people who are reputable and people who give testimony on social media with receipts. Anyway, it is out of control. It's out of control that this country can't have a better, more powerful, strong, confident leader. I almost feel like, man, I could get up and sound better than him. Have some confidence. Have some freaking confidence. I'm not understanding this whole thing. Get up there and say, no, we don't release our tactics. That's not the way we roll in this country. We're not going to release our tactics. We're going to be strong. We're going to get Americans out, and we're going to get them out now. There's no discussion about it. I don't care what the Taliban says. We're going to get our American troops out. It's in their it's in their best interest for them to cooperate. If they don't cooperate, we're going to make them cooperate. It's not that hard. Why can't you get on the world stage and say that? We're going to make them cooperate. This is not us bending over backwards to accommodate the Taliban. We're going to pull our troops out. We're going to pull our allies out and people who we decide to bring back to our country, and the Taliban better stay at bay or there will be no Taliban. We don't want a conflict, but if you want to take it there, we'll take it there. And you're going to lose. A bunch of untrained people are not going to have no chance against our military. So it's in their best interest to pipe down. And if we get any pushback from them, they're going to feel the full brunt of the United States of America's military. The end. Mr. Tatum, President Tatum, what are you going to do in Afghanistan? You just be honest, bro. Just say, look, I messed up. My fault. My bad. I should have pulled out the people first before the troops. I made a mistake. However, we're going to correct this, and we're going to correct this at warp speed. We are the United States of America. We're going to get our allies out. We're going to get American citizens out, and nobody's going to stand in our way, including the Taliban. It is in their best interest to be cooperative, because if they don't, then we're going to have to use force against them. The end. Press conference over. Mr. Tatum, will you negotiate? I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't negotiate with the Taliban. We tell them what to do, they listen, or we make them do it. It's not that difficult. I mean, I don't know what I'll probably get us in all kind of fights. I don't negotiate with you. We're not negotiating. Look at them and look at us. We're not negotiating with these troops that they got that we will flatten out like a steak in, 48 hours. Don't get it twisted. Everybody in the world needs to know where our stance is. They're going to take an L, massive L. Who's next? But it wouldn't be me. I wouldn't have to answer those questions because I'll get our people out before I pull our military out. But I wish somebody was just, God dang, I wish somebody was bold. I wish somebody came up there with confidence. Necktie, confident. Looking into the camera. We're going to do this thing. We're going to protect our citizens. This is what we're going to do. No excuses made. I don't make excuses. I made a mistake. I corrected the mistake. We're moving forward. Don't ask me no more questions about it. You got my answer. We're moving forward. The American public can be assured that we're going to do the best we can to take care of our country. The end. Press conference over. You don't need to go around in a circle. The Taliban in Kabul. Bro, weakest dude on planet Earth. Weakest dude on planet Earth. If I wasn't living here, I think America was the softest country in the world. I think America was one of the softest countries in the world if I didn't live here already. Because we tripping. And cackling Kamala back there. God dang. Anyway, thank y'all for the super chats. Let me see if I can answer a couple super chats while I got you here. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to answer the super chats that I have on the screen. Ben, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi from the UK. Love your channel. I find it funny that America was so desperate to get rid of Trump and ended up with Sleepy Joe. William, thank you. William Hodge, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Jeff, thank you for the super chat. B. Tatum, this is embarrassing, bro. What the H is going on in this country? 100%. Taylor, thanks so much for the $20 super chat. Thank you for all you do. T, I appreciate you. Thank you for support for your support. Let's see. Stop. Funny how nothing about spreading COVID or COVID testing these new people, even though it's a deadliest virus ever, pretty much. Didn't say nothing about testing. He said they're going to validate if these people are American citizens or not, or they have a visa, a work visa, or whatever. But they're not going to test them for COVID. They're not going to make them. They're going to force them to get a vaccination shot. I'm telling you, man. Anyway, much love, much respect, Tatum. Thank you for being a voice of reason in so much of the unreasonable time. Every day I pray America get back to where we were going. Amen. Elite O2K. Let's see. Hostile. They're going to take better care of the refugees than the U.S. veterans. Bet on it. 100%, man. They don't give a about you. They're trying to create another victim voting class. All right, let's get to the next comment. Let's see. Michael, thanks so much for the super chat. Guys do know that he's reading this from a teleprompter and it's damage control. 100%. Lauren, he's not fooling anyone with his, I guess it's pre-approved. It's supposed to be pre-approved questions. Man, when you calling on people, that's a pre-approved question. And I'm not a rocket scientist, but I can tell that's a pre-approved question. You already know what these people are going to ask you. You pick friendly questions. I don't know why Trump didn't do this more. Trump should have just said Fox News, OAN, what is it called? InfoWars. He should just pick conservative people to ask questions, and that's it. If you don't like it, then too bad. Y'all don't like him anyway. Potato Head Biden at his finest, 100%. Francis, thanks so much for the super chat. Jerry, I can't watch this. I'm sorry. I do have still friends there. I guess you mean I still have friends there. Let's see. Stephen, thanks so much for the super chat. The entire Biden administration is a walking cluster F. I agree. Smiley, thank you for joining the Tatum Squad. Raised by wolves, other terrorist groups. Is he talking about American patriots? Right. We supposed to be terrorist groups. Let's see. Sherry, thanks so much for the super chat. I had a thought B Tatum, the cultural appropriation phrase and what it means applied in another way. Gender appropriation, birthing person, male and the female side of a spa with his junk out, ? 100%. If you a dude, let me tell you something real quick, and I'm not trying to get on a tangent, but you're talking about cultural appropriation. Gender appropriation is a realistic thing because these dudes who are not women try to be women, and they're building their idea or the way they look on a perception of what they think women look like. Women don't be girl. They don't even be doing that. But these dudes have a perception that women are acting like that. So what do? They try to recreate what they think women are acting like. It's attempted cultural appropriation. And a lot of times when you appropriate culture, you never do it properly. That's why they call it appropriation, because you're not the original culture. You're appropriating it. In his defense, Biden pulled out too fast because last time he didn't, he created. Oh, man, it's a children's show, but y'all know what that means. The U.S. paid Taliban go easy. I'm 100% positive. Of course they did. Of course they did. He laughed. This is not funny. Let's see. Man, a whole bunch of people super chatting. Hold on. Let's see. Joanne, an ignorant bar steward to all involved. Doesn't even want to be on board with journalists. Prayers. Sherry, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Pedro, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. I'm skeptical there's even that many people out there. Where are all the videos? 100%. Let's see. Trump Megadon is coming to free America. Come on. Don't tease me with a good time. Sleepy Joe will be gone soon. I think they're trying to push him out. This is their attempt to embarrass him like they did Cuomo. Anyone that thought Joe Biden could be a good prez clearly hasn't seen Hunter. A man's child is a direct reflection of their father. I'm so over Joe. 100%. Authentic Kennedy, thank you so much for the super chat. Joe Biden is out of control. So much discussion about what messed up, but we need solutions. 100%. Diane, thank you so much for the super chat. Sherry, sorry for being off topic. Love you, B. Tatum. Nah, you good. Thank y'all for watching this though. I thought I'd just jump on here real quick and put it out there, show y'all what Beijing Biden is, putting out in the ether. So you know that this dude is completely full of crap. And he should not be the president of the United States, in my opinion. So I think I'm done with that. I beat the dead horse into a coma at this point. But thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go on and subscribe to my channel. Okay? Go subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live like this or I make any kind of video. You will get notified every single time if you hit the notification. If you're interested in joining the Tatum Squad, we have 2 Tatum Squad communities. We have the YouTube Tatum Squad community and a more robust Tatum Squad community of people on TatumSquad.com. You go on to TatumSquad.com, you can join that community. You could be a part of both communities, but just know that there's a more robust community on Discord with more people, more stuff going on there. It's an active community. On here, you get some emojis. I go live with the squad once a month, different things like that. So it's a little bit less what we do here than there. But if you're interested, jump over there. Also visit the Officer Tatum store where I have all the cool merch. I'm gonna start coming out with some new stuff. I'm getting ready to bring on a designer that I believe can make incredible design decisions. So you guys can have the coldest gear in America. And so it's taking me a little time to get it the way I want to. However, we're going to get it popping. You guys are going to have some really incredible merch. But right now we have stuff on there. If you're a veteran, if you're a police officer, if you're a first responder in any way, you're a nurse, you're whatever, we got discounts for you. I believe in giving discounts to first responders and people who serve. If you're a truck driver, I believe in truck drivers are the backbone of America. If they all went on strike, we'd probably be in worse trouble than if people stop fighting fires, probably, given the fact that it's the transit of almost everything we use on a day-to-day basis. So shout out to y'all. You get a discount on my store. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys, man. I love you. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. I think some people, everybody don't watch every video, but if you recognize that sometimes I go maybe a few days without making videos, is because I travel a lot. I travel and go speak around the country. I don't just do YouTube. Like I have a family. I do a lot of other stuff. So if I miss a video or something in a day, it's because I'm traveling or I'm doing stuff with Candace or something like that. I got a lot going on. So I appreciate the patience. Let me answer these last 2 super chats. Lacey, if we wrote a untouched, let's see. If we write a untouched hot subject, can we send it for you to see? Yes, if you go to connect@theofficertatum.com, you can email me there. Or on my website, The Officer Tatum, just go to the Connect tab. You can email me there if you have something you would like to deliver to me. Conventions of states, get involved to amend the Constitution. So if you guys aren't familiar with the conventions of states, I just give you a quick synopsis. I was talking to a guy about it. I thought it was incredibly interesting that the constitutional republic is if states can convene. I think it's like 38 states or something like that. If they come together, then they can get a hearing. And then if there's a particular group of people that agree during that hearing, then we can actually have things amended in the Constitution. That's the way, and we could have a lot of other stuff done as, a union. And I know I'm giving probably a broken understanding of the Convention of States, but if you Google Convention of States, you get more information about it. But it sounds pretty impressive. If you get enough states involved, then we can make some more executive decisions. I'm a female disabled veteran who served during the Vietnam era, and what Biden has done is a disgrace. They did better in Saigon than in Afghanistan, which is an incredible issue because obviously Afghanistan is supposedly in our most modern state with all the technology and, reconnaissance and everything else that you can imagine we should be proficient in. So, and thank you to the mods, man. I appreciate all my mods. Thank y'all for moderating. It's an incredible blessing to have you. And I'm very thankful that y'all take the time out to come on these live streams to moderate. I email you through your contact and your website, by the way. Okay, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. So I love you guys, man. I'm finna get off here. I got other stuff to do today. I may try to go swim because it's hotter than Joe Biden's new home after he cross over. Anyway, I ain't gonna say that. I don't know. He may go to heaven. I don't know. God may forgive him for the stuff he's done. And his son Hunter. But anyway, I love you guys, man. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.